Hello again, friends. Here is the final part 2 of working with your potato data using a spreadsheet. So before we figured out that we can use the spreadsheet, put in formulas, and figure out very simple arithmetic, which is subtraction. And now I just want to show you how you can do the percent mass, but still the same idea. Now the percent mass change is down here, which is final mass minus beginning mass, which actually is this column here, the change in mass, times 100 divided by beginning mass. So essentially all I have to do is do the formula again. So I'm going to put in equals, and this time I'm going to use a parentheses, just as you do in math. So I'm going to put in a left parentheses and say I want to take my final mass minus my beginning mass, which has to be this column, which is C1, so I'm going to C3. So I'm going to click on it, C3, and I'm going to multiply it times 100, and then divide the whole thing by the beginning mass. So when we do multiplications on a spreadsheet, it's an asterisk, which is shift 8, times 100. So I'm just going to type in 100, put in a right parentheses to close it off, and subtraction is a backslash, division is a backslash. We're going to divide it by the beginning mass, which happened to be 45. I'm not going to type in 45, I'm just going to click on this cell, which is A3. And when I do that, I end up with a minus 2.22%. Now, we don't want to go at that many decimal points. Since you measured all your things, all your potatoes in tenths, I think we'll keep it at just one decimal point, which is tenths. So if I click on that cell, and up on top here, I have some choices to change my decimal points. And so if I click on this one, notice it starts getting just the same numbers there, it's just changing the decimal points. I'm going to justify it in the center, make it a little bigger so it looks fancier, looks nicer, easier for me to see, and we're done. And again, we can do the same thing. We can do copy, and then do a paste, and paste, and paste it down. Now one other interesting thing you can do in the spreadsheets is if you take this, in fact I'll get rid of these, but you can do all the way down. If I was to get rid of all that, at least the first, and keep the first one, if you highlight the cell and drag the corner down, it does the same. Whoops, my bad. Try that again. If you drag that corner down, it automatically copies and pastes the whole row, so you don't have to quite do that copy paste. And so that happens to be the actual percent masses. Then again, if you want the average, there's two things you can do. The simplest thing would be to do is take this one where we actually had the average and then paste it in. Oops, go back to that. But I'll just go through it one last time. So I put in equals, average, left parentheses, highlight what you want, and put in right parentheses. And you'll notice it works quite nicely. And again, I'm going to make it a little bigger and justify it in the center so it looks a little fancier. But otherwise, it's the same kind of thing. Now, the other thing I could have done is if I just gotten rid of this, I'm just going to delete that. When I click on here, you notice it says average is from that column. But if I just copied this one and then placed it over to the right of it, I would have gotten the same data again. So that might be a little bit easier. So that's pretty much it. Good luck with your data.